Okay. So, it's Friday, the 13th, and we're going to make it a good day. I also think it's National Random Act of Kindness Day, so hopefully that will counter any scariness that could happen on Friday the 13th. So, I think every day is a national something, right? It's crazy. I don't even know when that started. I don't think we had those when I was younger, but now it's like Donut Day, Lasagna Day, every day is something. So it's National Random Act of Kindness Day. That's nice. I think we can all use a little bit of kindness, right? Okay, so let's take a few moments here to just settle down and settle into your practice. We are going to use a strap today, but you can just put it to the side for now. So be comfortable on your back. Place anything underneath you, anywhere that you need a little extra support. And then just take a few moments to close the eyes and just begin to breathe a little bit deeper than you normally do. Just start to settle, so letting the mind quiet down. Let your breath flow with ease. Begin to relax the muscles in the face, relaxing the space between your eyebrows and relaxing the jaw. Just take a moment to check in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling. Notice what you're feeling. And notice where in the body you may be feeling something. So we often can feel physical stress by feeling tight or sore. We can also feel emotional stress by feeling heavy or a little queasy in the stomach, just a little butterfly-ish. So just feel what you feel. And then we'll process through those feelings just by breathing deeply. And we'll move the body in certain ways to release the physical tightness and the tension. And then your job throughout the practice is to try to keep the mind focused on the present moment of what we're doing right now and allowing your breath to process your emotions. So let's take the knees gently into the chest. Relax the low back so you can pull your knees in a few times just to let the low back lift up off the floor. And then you can rock left to right. You can make some circles with the knees in one direction and then the other. And we'll take the arms up overhead. Soft elbows, relax the shoulders. Feel what you feel between the shoulder blades. And then we'll take the feet gently up towards the ceiling. Point and flex the feet. Make some circles with the ankles. We'll take a nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's hug the knees into the chest and really empty the breath. Inhale, slowly and gently lift the arms and the feet as you fill up your breath. And exhale, empty as you hug the knees in. And then one more time, just like that. Arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to let the left foot come down to the floor. We're going to reach for the strap and put your right foot in the strap. So we're going to use this pose here to really release tightness and tension throughout the body. So let the loop come around your back. Again, if you're using a strap that doesn't have a loop, no worries, we can modify. Just hold on to either end of the strap. So you want to have the right foot supported, pulling the tail so that you can get your leg to be lengthened. The left leg is going to go straight. And then here I just want you to relax the areas of the body that you typically carry tightness and tension. So even if you don't feel those areas right now, close the eyes and completely relax. So as you find softness throughout the hamstring, try to relax the low back, the hips, and the shoulders. Those are a few areas of the body that typically carry tightness and tension. So as you breathe, let those areas of the body just soften, let go of tension, and relax. Maybe go a little bit deeper by tightening the strap, flexing the foot a little bit more, reaching your heel up, maybe reaching the leg a little bit straighter. And then we'll just take 5 deep breaths here. So just inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. So these are slow and controlled deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Take 2 more really nice deep rounds of breath. Inhale and exhale. And of course, right now, as I'm breathing deeply, I can smell bacon. Someone downstairs is cooking bacon. That's one of my favorite smells. I mean, really, right? Sorry for the vegetarians out there, but bacon does smell really good. All right, we're gonna soften that right knee and reach the right foot over to the right. Try to keep the left hip down. If you have a wall next to you like I do, I can just support my foot on the wall to get even more support. Opening up through the hip, relaxing the inner thigh and the outer thigh, softening the knee if you need to. And then just continue to breathe with ease, those nice, deep, full breaths. Feel the shoulders relax, the hips, and the low back. Take the time here to allow those tight areas to soften. Allow your breath to flow with ease, and let the chatter in the mind be quiet. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale with a soft knee, we'll bring the leg back to center. Switch and let the right leg reach over to the left. Try to keep your right shoulder down, the right hip down. Ease into this pose. You don't have to automatically go into the deepest expression of the pose. You can pause with a soft knee, lengthening your breath, and then you can go a little deeper, maybe straightening the leg, flexing the foot, relaxing the low back, maybe tilting the right toes down a little bit. And then once you've made those subtle adjustments, then just be in the pose. Breathe deeply use the power of your breath to process your emotions, to find softness where there's tightness, and keep the mind focused on right here, right now. Take a full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, soft knee, bring the right leg back to center. Let go of the strap for a moment and hug the right knee into the chest. Make some circles with your right foot. Point and flex the ankle. And we're going to bring both feet down to the floor with bent knees. Feet are going to go about mat width apart. And then you're just going to windshield wiper your legs left to right. So the knees are just going to go left to right, softening so that you can open up the low back. You're opening up the tops of the thighs and the hip flexors. And then we'll come back to center. We'll bring the left foot down to the floor, lined up with your left hip, and the right leg will cross over at the ankle. Reach for the back of your left thigh and draw the left knee into the chest, letting the left knee sway over to the left a little bit and then draw into the left shoulder. Pause here and breathe. So throughout the practice, I'm going to use the word pause. We'll talk about it a little bit more at the end of the practice, but just thinking about the pause. What happens when we just pause for a moment and breathe? Just see what you feel, see what the experience is in the body. Relaxing through the hips, the low back, and the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's let the right foot come down to the floor with a bent knee. We'll take the left foot into the strap. Reach the left foot up towards the ceiling, and the right leg is going to go straight. So take your time to ease in here. The leg doesn't have to go straight right away. You can start off soft, allowing the blood to flow down, getting used to being in the pose. See what's happening in the back. Start to ground down. Maybe you start to lengthen the leg a little bit more. Open up through the chest, relax the shoulders. And then if you're feeling like you want to go a little deeper, you can tighten the strap a little bit, lengthen the back of the leg, reaching your heel up towards the ceiling. And then just pause while we're in this pose. Breathe. See what's happening in the body. See what's happening with the body. Noticing your thoughts, noticing your feelings. And just taking that little pause to breathe. Breathing deeply in through the nose, out of the mouth. Let your back press into the strap. Low back, melt into the floor. Softening the back of the left thigh. And just breathing with ease. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's soften the knee. Let the leg reach over to the left. Use the right side of your rib cage to support your body, grounding towards the right, holding on to the strap with the rib cage. Let the right hip stay down. You can straighten your left leg if that's comfortable. If it's not, then keep it bent. You don't have to go too far over to the right, just to the left, excuse me. Just however you want to be in the pose. Find a stable position that feels like you can let go and relax. Ground down through your back. And then just breathe through. Stay open in the right hip flexor, left inner thigh, outer left hip. Take a full breath in and a deep breath out. Softening the knee, bring the left foot back to center. You're going to let the left foot reach over to the right. Take your time to ease in. I start off with my knee bent just so I can start to feel what I feel in my back, in between the shoulder blades. Grounding down through the left hip, relaxing through the low back. After a few breaths, I start to straighten the left leg a little bit more, tilting the toes down. And then again, bringing it back to the breath. So I check in with the body and then come back to the breath. Check in with my thoughts, come back to the breath. Let the shoulders relax down away from the ears. Eyes are closed. We're just pausing here. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's bring that leg back to center. Let the foot come out of the strap. Hug the knee into the chest. See what you're feeling in the foot. My foot's feeling a little tingly because the blood has been flowing down the leg, which has been really good for circulation. So just let the blood flow come back to the foot, making small movements. And then we'll bring that foot down to the floor. Both feet on the floor, knees are bent, feet are mat width apart. And then a gentle windshield wiper left to right, stretching out through the hip flexors, relaxing through the low back. And then we'll bring the legs back to center. Feet come even on the floor, parallel, hip width apart. And we'll take the left ankle on top of the right leg above the knee. And then reach for the back of the right thigh. Draw the right knee into your chest. You can let the right knee sway to the right a little bit so that it comes a little bit more towards the shoulder. Close the eyes and relax here. So feel the shoulders down away from the ears. Soften around the low back. And release tightness and tension in the hips. Breathing deeply in through the nose, out of the mouth. So if the mind starts to wander at all, when you're you're in these poses where we're still and we're pausing, it's okay. Nothing's gone wrong. Just let the mind come back. So just bring it back. Begin to focus on your body. Check in with your thoughts and feelings. And then just breathe. So first I was distracted by the smell of the bacon. Now I'm distracted by the sound of my dog barking. But that's okay. Just bring it back. Tune back in. And try to stay present. Take one more full breath in here. As you exhale, we'll take the left foot down to the floor, the right foot down to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms back behind you. Pause, let the backs of the hands be on the floor. Gently bring one knee into the chest, then the other. Lift both feet up towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Let's take 2 more breaths, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to gently rock left to right, and we'll roll to one side to press yourself up. We'll get rid of the strap, move that to the side for now. And we're going to come on to hands and knees. So if you'd like to put a blanket underneath your knees for a little extra support, feel free. So we're going to come into child's pose. So we're going to start with the big toes together and your knees parallel. So there's 3 different ways pretty much to be in a child pose. Knees parallel, knees together, and knees mat width apart. We're going to start with the knees parallel. Hips are going to sink down towards your heels. Arms are going to reach out in front. And just let the head and forearms and elbows drop down. Relax through the back. Breathe into your upper back. Relax the shoulders. And lengthen through your low back. So from here, we're just going to lift the head and lift the elbows and forearms. The left hand is going to stay where it is, and you're going to take your right hand and thread it underneath the left. Let your left arm come down and then bring your forehead back down to the floor. If you would like to turn your head to the left and let your right side of the head come down to the floor, you can. And just pause here. Relax the shoulders. So you're either grounding down to the forehead or the right side of the head is on the floor. Take a deep breath in, and then we'll come back to center, lifting the head. The right hand comes to the floor, arm is lifted, elbows off the floor. Left hand reaches underneath. You can come down to the left side of the head or let your forehead stay down. See what feels better for your neck. Pull both shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe deeply into the space between the shoulder blades. Keep your right elbow and right forearm lifted. Take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. From here, you're going to take your right arm out. We're going to take both hands down on the floor. Forehead comes down, and then you're just going to rock left to right just a little bit, rolling out the forehead, rolling out the hips. And then we'll come up onto hands and knees. So the knees are parallel underneath your hips. Wrists are underneath your shoulders or a little bit in front. And we're just going to take a few breaths here to move the spine with your breath. So as you inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin. As you exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, let the tops of the feet press down. 2 more like that. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, tops of the feet press down. 1 more like that. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the back. We're going to come into neutral spine. Left foot is going to go straight back. Toes are on the floor. Right hand is going to reach towards the front of the room. I'm just going to have you lift your left foot about 2 inches off the floor. So the left foot is lifted just about 2 inches off the floor. Your belly is drawn in. We're focusing on the low back right here and your core, and you're relaxing your shoulders. Really draw that belly in a lot. Let that foot just hover over the floor. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, the right hand comes down. Left toes find the floor behind you. You're going to pivot your right foot to the right, roll to the arch of your left foot, and reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. So pause here for a moment, tuck your tailbone under a little bit, and we're going to lift your left foot hip height. If that doesn't feel okay, then you can bring your foot back down. We're going to try to bend the left knee and take your left hand and reach back for your left foot. If you can't reach, that's okay. Just come back to where you were, where you're comfortable. Try to hold your foot from the arch side rather than the pinky side so you can keep your shoulder open. Push your foot into your hand. Lengthen through the top of your thigh. You're opening up your hip flexor and your quad. This will help release tension in your back, but keep your core drawn in. This is not a back bend. Take 1 more full breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's come back to center. We're going to take a wide leg child's pose here. Knees are going to go wide, big toes touch, head drops down, arms reach way out in front. If you want to get deeper in the back of the neck and the shoulders, tent your fingertips. So the arms are lifted, but the head is dropped down. Breathe deeply into the space between your shoulder blades. This is opening up the hips as well as stretching out the low back. Pause and breathe. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Let's come back up onto hands and knees. Find an even tabletop. So your hips are over your knees, wrists are underneath your shoulders. 3 breaths here just to even out the spine. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly. Lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. So really feel the space coming in between every bone in the back. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop and lift. Exhale, tuck and round. 1 more time, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to come back to neutral spine. The right foot's going to go back, toes are on the floor. Left hand reaches towards the front of the room. Your belly is drawn in a lot here. You're just going to lift your right toes about 1 inch or 2 off the floor. So it's hovering. Your back foot is flexed. It's not far off the floor. Pull the belly in a lot. So you'll feel this a lot more in your core. We're supporting the low back, by building strength in the core. So think about the belly coming in and up towards the low ribs. Take a deep, full breath in. And then as you exhale, left hand comes down, right toes go down to the floor, pivot your left foot to the left. Roll to the arch of your right foot, press it flat down as you reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. So if you feel like your hips and your butt are back, draw them forward. So you want to take your tailbone and tuck it in. Your hips are moving forward. That's going to protect your back here. Lifting your right leg if that feels okay. Bending your right knee and reaching back for your right foot. This can easily turn into a back bend. I want you to think about drawing your belly in. So this is not a back bend. Your core is strong. This is supposed to be getting into your hip flexor and your quad, the top of your thigh. Pull your hips forward. That will help strengthen your back. And then once we can get into the quad and the hip flexor, we're releasing tension in the low back. Take a nice full deep breath in and then exhale. Come on back to center. This time knees are going to touch, big toes touch. Sink back into a child's pose with the tops of your hands by your feet. Let your shoulders completely relax, arms on the floor, belly into the thighs. And just breathe deeply into your upper back, the space between your shoulder blades. Pausing here. Breathe in through the nose, out of the mouth. And then slowly and gently, we're going to come up onto hands and knees. You're going to step your right foot forward, up between your hands. If you have blocks, you can place your hands on blocks, framing your front foot. If you don't, then you can use a stack of books, or you can just have your hands on the floor. Just gonna pause right here. We're sinking deep into your left hip flexor. Your right knee is right over your right ankle. So think about the hips coming heavy and down. Moving a little bit with the breath. As you inhale, hips go really heavy. Chest opens towards the front of the room as you lift your chin slightly. And then exhale, pull back with the hips. Let the right leg go straighter. Let the head come down, round through your back. Inhale, hips sink forward and then down. Open up the chest, looking forward. Exhale, push back with the hips. The head drop. One more time, just like that. Inhale, forward, open through the front. And then exhale, round and open the back. Coming back to forward, right knee over the right ankle. You're going to curl your left toes under and lift the left knee if you can. If you need to leave your left knee on the floor, you're more than welcome to do that. We're going to keep the left hand where it is, the right hip where it is. Turn your belly, rib cage, and chest to the right and reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. Just pause and breathe. So check in. Back leg is super strong. Right thigh is strong, building a lot of strength around your knee and hip. Keeping the hip drawn in. Able to breathe with ease. Take one more full breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring that right hand down. You're going to drop your left knee and you're going to drag your right foot back. So it's going to land underneath the knee, but your hands are about a foot in front of you. You're going to curl your left toes under, come up onto your right leg, which should be feeling a little tired right now because we just worked the thigh and the knee and the hip. So trying to balance on your right leg, left leg is straight and flexed. You can stay right here with your hands on the floor, or you can start to turn your belly, rib cage, and chest to the right and lift the right hand. So again, now we're not just working on muscles in that right leg, but now we're working on the bones, strengthening the bones by weight bearing on that right leg. Really good for the knees and the hips. Trying to find your balance. Belly is drawn in. Back leg is super strong. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale. Let's come back to center. Let your left foot come down next to the right. Lots of options here. Knees are soft. You can hold on to opposite elbows and just hang. Maybe sway left to right. If you want to get deep in your upper back and shoulders, you can come into gorilla pose, where you're stepping on your hands, your palms. The backs of the hands are on the floor, and then you're pulling up. So pulling up with your back, your shoulders, the space between your shoulders. Breathe here. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, both hands come down to the floor. You're going to step your right foot back, drop the right knee, left foot back, drop the left knee. You're going to swing both legs around to the right. I didn't forget about the other side, don't worry. We're going to give the legs a nice stretch here for a moment. You're going to come back to center with the legs. Soles of the feet come together. Hands come onto the ankles. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over your legs. If you happen to have a block handy, you can always let your forehead rest on the block. Maybe the block goes on your feet. So you can completely let go. So we're going to stay here for a few breaths, really releasing the back, the hips, and stretching out through the inner thighs and outer thighs for the legs. That right leg just worked hard, so give it a moment to relax. Take a nice full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. Let's make our way up. We're going to send both feet to one side and come up onto hands and knees. And then you're going to step your left foot forward up between your hands. The right knee is really far back. So you're sinking down into your hips, lengthening through that right hip flexor. So I focused a little bit more on the hip flexor and the tops of the thighs today because that really helps release tightness in the low back. So as you breathe in, start to open up your chest towards the front of the room and look forward. And as you breathe out, pull back with the hips. Let the left leg go straighter. Let the head drop down. Relax the neck. Inhale. Hips drop forward and down, making sure the left knee does not pass your left ankle. Exhale, pull back. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Hips drop. Chest forward. Exhale, Pull back. Coming back up to center. We're going to curl the right toes under, lift the right knee if you can. If you need to keep the right knee down, you're more than welcome. Right hand is going to stay where it is. Left hand comes onto your left hip. Turn your belly, rib cage, and chest to the left as you reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. Try to have a nice straight back leg. Left knee is bent, your hip is drawing in. Chest is open, shoulders are spread away from each other, and we're breathing. This is building a lot of strength in the legs. It's also a nice stretch for the upper back. As you open through the chest, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, left hand comes down, right knee comes down. Just pull the left foot back about a foot. We're going to push off with your right foot and come to stand on the left. So the left leg is straight but not locked out. There's a little soft bend in the knee. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. The back foot is lifted and flexed. You can stay right here. Your weight bearing on that left leg, which is really good for bone density. If you want to add that little twisty balance pose, you can turn your belly and your chest and your rib cage to the left and reach the left hand up towards the ceiling. Sorry, I'm a little cut off in the camera. Breathe deeply. Nice strong back leg. Pull the belly in here. Not only are we strengthening the muscles and the bones in the leg, we're also working on the core here and the low back, shoulders, and a nice steady, even breath. Take one more full breath in, and then as you exhale, come on down. Let the right foot come next to the left. Forward bend of your choice. You can hold on to opposite elbows. You can put your hands underneath your feet. You can have your hands holding on to opposite elbows behind your legs. Just let the head hang and relax. Bent knees to support your back. Take a deep, full breath in here. And then as you exhale, step one foot back, drop the knee, other foot back, drop the knee. Send both feet to the side, come down onto your seat. Both legs come around to the front. Soles of the feet together, hands on your shins. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold over your legs. This should feel really good from the inner thighs, the outer thighs, your hips, and your low back. Relax the neck. And turn the head left to right. Maybe your head is grounded down on the block. Maybe your forehead is resting in your feet. Really pause here and relax your hips and thighs and back. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And then we'll slowly come up and we'll make our way back down onto our backs. So when you come down onto your back, take a moment here with bent knees to just let your back be neutral. So if there was a piece of paper under your back, I'd probably be able to pull it out. Just let it be neutral for a moment. Now we'll pull the knees into the chest, so now your low back rounds down and stretches out. Your knees are going to go wide And then we're going to hold on to the feet for happy baby if you can. If you can't reach your feet, you can hold on underneath the legs or at your ankles. Really push the shoulders down away from the ears as your feet push up into your hands. You're pulling your hands down. Low back is pressing down into the floor and hips are releasing any last bit of tightness or tension. Feel free to rock left to right. Open up the space between your shoulder blades. You're rolling out the space underneath your shoulders. Just breathe deeply. We'll take a nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the feet down to the floor with bent knees. We're going to take your hips and just shift them over to the right. Let your knees stack and then drop your knees to the left. So the knees are over to the left. You can put your left hand on your right knee. Right shoulder is down, right arm is reaching away from you, and you're turning your head over your right shoulder. Breathe deeply here. If this is too deep of a twist for you, you can always come back to center and just let your left leg open to the left, keeping the right knee center. If you're looking for a deeper twist, maybe you let your right leg go straight. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, come back to center. Even out the hips. We're going to scoot the hips over to the left. Stack the knees and drop them to the right, about hip height. Lengthening through your spine. Feel your tailbone far away from the crown of the head. Creating a lot of space here. Opening up through the chest. Relaxing the shoulders. Ready, we'll bring the legs back to center, even out the hips, hug the knees into the chest one last time, and then you'll take your time to find Shavasana, so final relaxation pose, however you would like to be, making sure you're comfortable, warm, and supported. So you can put something underneath your knees if you'd like, underneath the head. Let the palms be facing up. Muscles in the face relaxed. And just let your body melt into the mat. So just letting the body be still and relaxed. Going to take a few moments here at the end of your practice to talk about the pause, the power of the pause. I have found that taking 3 to 5 breaths, or about 90 seconds, gives you the time to pause and check in. So I know sometimes people respond to things from a place of emotions. So maybe we got frustrated with something, we got an email, and we just want to shoot that email right back. I recommend you pause. Or you're having a super stressful bad day and you come home at night and you just want to pour yourself a drink and just relax and forget everything. I suggest you pause. And for me, I often resort to sugar when I'm feeling stressed or I just want it, and I just go right to the cabinet, open it up, see what kind of candy's in there, and I'm going to pause. In every situation, if you can just take a moment to pause, see what you're thinking, see what your thoughts are, ask yourself what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing, how that action is going to make you feel, and if there's something else you can do instead. I've been practicing the power of the pause this week. It has served me so well. I've had that email situation where I've wanted to just send an email out and I've paused. And in that 90-second pause, I decided to wait 24 hours to send the response. 24 hours later, I was able to edit the email to take the emotion out and send it off. I've been trying to limit how much sugar I have. At night, when I go to the cabinet to get the candy, I have paused. Is this what I really want to do? Do I really want this chocolate? If I do, then I have it. But if I realize this is what I'm trying to do, I'm trying not to eat the chocolate, this is going to make me feel guilty and beat myself up after. Is this what I really want to do? And every night this week I have said, no, this is not what I want to do, and I do something else. I've been eating grapefruit, making a cup of tea. The power of the pause. Experiment with that this week. When something comes up and you're about to act, pause, breathe, ask yourself what you're doing, why you're about to do that, if that's really what you want to do. Check in with your feelings and then act. The power of the pause. So just pause here, the last few moments of your practice. Check in with your thoughts. Check in with your feelings. Just allow your breath to flow with ease. To remain in Shavasana, you're more than welcome. If you're ready to begin to transition out of Shavasana, just start to deepen your breathing. Bring some small movements back into the body, moving the fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, just slowly move the body gently out of Shavasana, and we'll meet seated. Once you come to sit, just take a moment sitting tall with an open mind, open heart. Place the right hand over your heart, the left hand over your right hand. And remember that we are all connected. Not only are we here with each other, but we are here for each other. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice and honor each other. Namaste.